July 15th, 2016, heading out of Wallace Lake on the way to the Bloodvein River. We are now heading downstream on the Wanipigow, probably 4 miles at least from the dock back on Wallace Lake. Interesting how the wild rice looks when I come back in 30 days. I've been paddling for almost 2 hours from Wallace Lake, and I'm just coming up on the first portage now. I'm assuming it's right there on our right. The start of this first portage west of Wallace Lake on the Wanipigow would also make a nice small camp. Enough room here for a few tents and a cooking area. This is the second rapids on the Wanipigow west of Wallace Lake. Portage is on river right, just on the left of the picture. This is the end of the third portage. It's a little longer, it's probably 100 meters at least, but nice and smooth over good rock. Got a really neat landing here in the end, be a good place to take some lunch. Day number 1 comes to a close. Beautiful start to what's going to be a great trip up the Wanipigow and on up to the Bloodvein River. Got a real nice spot here on a big rock. Nice view up and down the water. When I started getting tired, I just quit for the day. This is a very scenic passage up the Wanipigow. Wow. I just put the camera down after that last little clip, and 2 caribou were swimming across the narrow channel. Not enough time to get the camera up though. I've been very impressed with this Wanipigow River heading downstream from Wallace Lake. When you head upstream from Wallace Lake, it's a meandering thing through the swampy grounds and winding, and you just paddle to get through it. But this creek has really turned into be a good destination just to poke along and enjoy it. That's what I'm doing today. I'm in no hurry. It's a really nice place here on the 8th portage of Wallace to stop and have my lunch at this little short trail. Beautiful rapids. Opens up onto this nice scene out that way. After the 6th portage through 7 and 8, between the portages there's still some possible camping sites, but you got a lot more country like this. The river widened out, a lot more water, a stream came in from the north. Still a beautiful thing, but just a little bit different country as I head shortly and head up the Broadleaf River. Start of day 3 on this expedition north to the Bloodvein at Stonehouse Lake. About 9:15, again kind of a late start, but I'm in no hurry. I'm all packed up ready to hit the road, but maybe a few dark chocolate dough pieces and some coffee will fire me up for that next. Oh, this is like Maybelline. This rain coming down is doing my motor good. This is the start of the 3rd portage on the Bloodvein. You pull out here, river left, just before this big rock garden and rapids. Portage for about a little over 100 meters. Then you cross over some rocks and you go up the other side and finish out the portage. Got a little rain coming down when I started cleaning this portage, so put the tarp up. Now we're fixing up a little lunch here before we move on. Got things brushed out pretty good on the trail. Looking pretty good. It was blocked. real nice overhang, kind of almost like a cave right here. You're out in canoe country, sometimes you like to keep track of these in case one of those big green clouded storms moves in on you and you need a place to take cover. This is the last rapids before the bypass. If you're thinking about making a decision, if the water was any lower than this, I would take the bypass because the creek would be a little low. This marks the start of the bypass trail. It cuts off a big loop of the Broadleaf River. Marked to be a real nice cairn. Pleased to find out that the 0.4 miles of trail all the way to the first little lake in the middle was all clear. This is the start of day 4 on my trip up to Wanipigow and the Broadleaf and maybe all the way up to the Stonehouse Lake on the Bloodvein River. Portages were kind of a mess for a while there on the Broadleaf, but when I got to the bypass that cuts off several miles of the Broadleaf on a big loop, I was very surprised to see that it had been used and very well maintained and cared and very easy to follow. You go over to a middle lake between and you paddle a little bit and then get back out to the big cairn and finish a shortcut across. I've decided to paddle around the Broadleaf River the long way. This is a campsite that's by a waterfall on the portage. Beautiful little spot. Yeah. That nice rapids and waterfall where I was camped at back there made kind of a natural dam. So for a long ways upstream here, it's nice and wide and deep. Sharp went up just in time. Well, maybe about 15 seconds too late before the downpour hit. And then the rainbow. Crew's getting here early. Here's our trouble. We catch a walleye and a big pike comes along and grabs it before we can get it in. It looks to me like we got us a double here today. Traveling this route through Aikens Lake, it does present a problem of getting across a big lake where the wind can be an issue. We came across this far yesterday on an island and couldn't get any further. Wind calmed during the night, but well before daylight it had really kicked up again from a different direction. So we're windbound again, but it's a beautiful lake to be windbound on. We have plenty of time. late summer in the Broadleaf, and you'll definitely have a lot of vegetation and lily pad to paddle through. Oh, okay, Craig, let me see him there.